This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Lions fans, what's going on? It's your boy King, man. Listen, hey, training camp continues, preseason continues. A lot of adverse situations going around the league right now. Injuries after injuries after injuries. Who do you play? Who do you not play? What are you evaluating? There's so many questions to still be answered. Dan Campbell has some decisions to make as we go up against Kansas City this weekend. It's going to be interesting to watch. Let's dig in. Once again, shout out to the sponsors over at BetUS, man. Make sure you guys go and check it out over there. Get yourself signed up, man. 125% bonuses on your first 3 deposits, man. Up to $2,000, man. So it's a great deal. I think you guys need to lock in and get ready for this football season. So, with that said, man, Detroit Lions, we have some injuries to talk about. I specifically wanted to wait to talk about them today because we want to see the extent of some of these injuries, even though one of them is still kind of cloudy. Obviously, Gibbs has injured his hamstring. There is a rumor going around and a fake post on Twitter about him, injuring his ACL. Ignore that. That's not what it is. It's a hamstring injury. To what extent, the true extent, I don't know yet. So until I hear the official word from someone that I trust, then I'll give that to you guys. But right now it's just a hamstring injury. Also, we have a pec injury with Terrion Arnold, which, he will not miss any regular season games, which that's encouraging to hear. Ankle injury with Rakestraw, man. So, like I said, it just came like a storm, man. It was just bang, bang, bang real quick. It's just something that you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? You can't not go hard in practice. You can't not play guys in preseason games. You can't play scared. You can't do things scary because that's where the injuries happen. These guys, unfortunately, they are injured, but fortunately, it's not something that's going to keep them out for the entire season. We already lost the commish, man, and, I'm not trying to lose nobody else. I'm not trying to have nobody out for a significant time of the season. I want these guys to go into the season with a leg forward, man, so we can get off to a fast start because that grind that comes in the second half of the season is going to be something serious. So with that said, man, bad news but encouraging news. Let's just leave it at that, man. J.J. McCarthy, one of our rival quarterbacks now. A lot of us Michigan fans, I know you guys are looking at the flag. JJ got to get his meniscus cleaned up, man. He's going to be out. So week 1, it looked like they're going to be going with Sam Darnold. But when it comes to the NFC North race, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm happy about McCarthy getting hurt. I want teams at their best. I don't want to, go up against injured and staggered teams and when we get to playing the real competition, it's like, okay, we thought everything was going to be easy. I don't want none of those situations. I want to face everybody at their best so I can really get a good look at this team and where we've come from last season, because everybody's coming after us now. We're the hunted. We're not the hunter no more. We're the hunted. So everybody's preparing to go up against us, which is a different scenario, man, and it's something that a lot of, Detroit Lions fans are going to have a rude awakening this season because they think we're just going to blow away the league. But, no team has really ever proven to do that, after having the success that we had last season. Getting back to the playoffs is one thing, which is I truly do honestly believe that we'll do, but it's not going to be as easy as a lot of fans think that, it's going to be. This is the NFL we're talking about. Teams get good real fast in this league. And things can happen with your team that can change the course real fast. So, you know, if we can stay fairly healthy, man, and continue to be hungry and keep that focus, which I believe Dan Campbell and our coaching staff will keep up, I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll be just fine, but it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. Our schedule is not, you know, as tough as it's been, but it's the NFL. It's the NFL. So as far as camp goes, man, you know, unfortunately, I just have not been able to acquire tickets, man. It's tough to get tickets to the camp. It just really is, man. I've been fortunate. You know, once again, shout out to Daryl and shout out to my man Steve, man, for, you know, supplying me, you know, those first couple of weeks. But the second half of the week just seemed like no one has tickets to the second half of this training camp. This second week we talking about, man. It's tough. And I just got to be honest with you guys. So, but hey, if I acquire tickets, you know I'll be there. But it's just not been easy. It has not been easy to get access to the training camp. Those tickets went so fast, so fast. That's just, you know, speaking to the excitement with this team. You know, I can say a lot of people that they snatch those tickets up just to snatch them. They don't even come to camp. You know, camp is not super duper crowded like that. It's a nice crowd, but it's not super duper crowded like that. You know, so a lot of them they just get the ticket just to have them. You know, it sucks, but it is what it is. But the only thing I can do is keep, you know, giving you guys the reports that I can get. You know, like I said, with Dave Burkett, you know, Tim 20man, you know, you got the Lions podcast. You got some sources out there where you can get some good information on what's really going on at camp. And man, you know, hearing stuff about Jameson Williams catching one-handed, you know, 70-yard touchdown passes and then going against snow cones. That's just, you know, that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. But the competition, you know, Dan Campbell kind of spoke on it. You know, it's with the defensive line, man. They want to bring James Houston back to, you know, the roots. Put him back on the edge. You know, let him get after the quarterback, set the edge. They want to get him back to that, which is encouraging. Very encouraging. I still think the world of James Houston. I still think he's super talented, and I want to see him be successful out there. Man, I'm all for it, you know. But, you know, when it comes to that defensive line, hey, man, and the secondary,
guys are jockeying for position. That's just what it is. It's competition out there. We most definitely going to see Branch play some safety. You know, you've seen Iffy playing a little bit of some nickel going on. So, yeah, you can expect to see Branch at safety. But it's a competition on that defensive side of the football. You want to see guys step up. Even on the offensive side of the ball, Dan Campbell double backed on DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and mentioned that, you know, ever since that preseason game, he's taken a little bit of a step forward. And he's been playing fast and playing hard, and that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that because you want him to take the next step. And that strategy of, you know, putting him to the test and calling him out like the coach did, that's what you want to see. You want to see that type of response. And I'm probably sure, you know, he's heard it from other places too. You know, the speed that he has for that size. You want to see him take advantage of it. We talked about that. So that's also encouraging to hear. You want to hear leaps and bounds sometimes, but, you know, I'll take the little improvements too. So, yeah, but we up against Kansas City, man. And one of the questions that came up to Dan Campbell was, is he going to play any of his starters? And he didn't quite answer it, but he kind of answered it. Andy Reid plays his starters. He always has, he always will. Like I said, you can't play scared in this league, and you want your starters to get off to a good start. We're talking about a Super Bowl team here. You want them to get off to an early start and a good start. So you can't, you know, hide away your players the entire preseason. So it's going to be interesting to see what the decision is, because Dan Campbell said it's as simple as, do we want to see this guy out there? Do we feel like we need to have him out there or at any position, he said. So it's just as simple as that. That's coming from Dan Campbell himself, which I think is, you know, is consistent to what he said, you know, since he's been here. They're there to evaluate people. They're there to give guys opportunity. But if he doesn't feel like starting a guy or playing the starter is important, then he's not going to do it. That's just what it is. You know, Dan Campbell he's not Andy Reid. So we just have to respect that, man. I know from a fan standpoint, you want to see these guys out there. You want to, you know, watch an exciting preseason game, right? Well, that's just what it is, you know. So anyway, we bring in Fromm, right? We bring in Fromm at quarterback, which is to me, and so currently right now, unless something happened on Twitter I didn't see, Sudfeld is still employed too. So I haven't heard anything else about the Hooker situation with his concussion. I did notice when I was watching the film from the clips from practice, I didn't see him out there with the QBs when they were showing Fromm out there. So I don't know how severe the concussion was, but hopefully he can get himself back at some point in this preseason and be out there and be available, because this is very important for him to get these reps. But yeah, Sudfeld is obviously not the guy. I heard that out of camp practice once again. He's just not the guy. He's not. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback personally. That's just me. No disrespect to the guy, but it just is what it is. I don't know how else to say it. So yeah, bringing in Fromm is just like, okay, and so what? So yeah, quarterback position to me is still, I mean, it's still Jared Goff and it's still Hendon Hooker. And then somebody else, if you want to, whatever. Them the only two quarterbacks I'm interested in seeing in a Lions jersey. So, yeah, we'll keep that there. But with that said, man, that's pretty much it for the updates so far this week. You know, we're going to continue to try to get more and more information about, you know, what's going on with the trenches and keep up with these guys' health and, you know, everything else that we can, man. Like I said, if I get the opportunity to go to camp, I will be there. But in the meantime, I just have to give it to you guys the way that I am. So with that said, man, once again, shout out to Lions Nation Unite. Shout out to DSM, man. Dose of Dion, all of my crew that I usually meet out there that were heavyweights. You know, hopefully those guys can get out there and get something for you as well, because it's tough. It's really tough. So yeah, but leave it in the comments section, man, and make sure you guys smash the like button for your boy. It helps the algorithm. My algorithm is not the greatest right now because I had to take that hiatus away from making Lions content. So I need you guys to smash that like button and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys can be alert as soon as I drop this content. With that said, it's your boy. I'll catch you guys later this week. Peace.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.